The reason that midlife crisis is so confusing for most people is that the first part of your life is about developing your strengths and doing the things that you're good at and working your way in life and figuring out the external world. And that is your South Node in astrology. Hi, my name is Kara Lusky of the Eagle Institute. And what most people don't know about midlife crisis is that it is a point in our life when our astrology takes us from what we were good at in the past, and whether that's this life or you believe in past lives, and forces us to go into our weaknesses. And in astrology, that is called the North Node. And the North Node is about our unconscious, our weaknesses, and things that we're not good at. And if you believe in past lives, then it is considered to be your karma, the things that you brought into this life to work on. And the reason why a lot of people find midlife crisis really challenging is because this change happens fairly quickly. Your life's going along beautifully. You're doing well probably at your South Node stuff because you're attracted to it. You're pretty good at it. It sort of comes naturally. And then all of a sudden life comes along and you go to do the things that you were good at and that made you happy in the past in your South Node, and boom, it's not working anymore. Or things start to crop up in the North Node areas of your life. And your North Node areas, again, usually are not usually, they are the opposite of what your South Node is. And honestly, you know, if this didn't happen, why would we bother dealing with these issues? So if you don't believe in karma, you can think of it as that you need to balance out what the strengths were that you came into this life with and develop things that you weren't good at the beginning of this life. And for people that want to avoid this and say, oh, I don't feel like doing that, well, the North Node's a pretty powerful point of attraction. And it will continue to create events in your life, or you will do things in your life where you are forced to deal with those North Node issues. So if it's cropping up in your personal relationships, maybe in your family, if you just stop dealing with your family, it will show up in another area of your life, or you will be forced to go back in some way and deal with your family. So life will find a way to bring it to you until you do the work and you get it. Now, what are some techniques that really work? So the reason why I know this stuff is that I had a really difficult midlife crisis. And because I had a meditation background, I did have some skills to deal with sort of the craziness that a midlife crisis brought up for me. And by the time I was done my midlife crisis, I had more than 12,000 hours of meditation experience. And before I'd even gone completely through my own midlife crisis, I was already helping other people that had come to me. And what I found in this whole process is, first of all, our society really misunderstands what midlife crisis is all about and what it really takes to work on the issues. This is about an inner process. So techniques that work are meditation, forgiveness, healing, and doing energy work. And anything that's based on working on the inner you, on your psyche, if you believe in past lives and stuff, your karma, and healing things, those are the things that are going to move you forward. If you're trying to do things on the outside, like start a new project, get married, get divorced, have more kids, start to run a marathon, if those things aren't directly related to your North Node energy, they're not going to work. They're not going to make you happy, and they're just going to create a lot of drama and distractions. So people that I've worked with in the past very often come to me in their 50s or around age 50. And a lot of them don't know that they are still dealing with a midlife crisis. A lot of them, a certain segment actually come to me and they can articulate the issues that are going on in their life very clearly. They're like, oh, and this thing, they may even be able to relate it to things that happened in their childhood. but they're stuck because they're trying to work on it on an intellectual level, and that doesn't work. Or it takes a very, very long time to work, and usually more time than people have in this life. And in the meantime, they continue to manifest situations that it's just churning and repeating the same issues over and over again. But when you do the inner healing work, then you start to transform these situations. And when they start to work with me, usually within a few months, they start to see some progress. They start to see things changing. They start to realize things about themselves. They start to do the healing work. And then they're like, okay, let's go. And a year or two later, they've made huge headway on their midlife crisis issues, as well as their own happiness, and in a lot of cases on their health as well. So it's a win-win-win situation. Other people come to me and maybe they don't even have the awareness. They just know that they're unhappy. And some of the people actually come to me, they think they have burnout. And the burnout is because they've been avoiding the midlife crisis issues, and they're trying all these things, and they're not paying attention to the signals and signs that they're getting about this are the issues they have to deal with. Again, we start doing the healing techniques, whether that's forgiveness or meditation or energy clearing or a combination of all of them, and they start to make progress, and they start to feel happier, and they start to see the situations shifting and improving, and then they get motivated because they realize what's possible for them. Now, one thing that I've seen with every single person that I have done this with, including myself, is that you get to a point where you realize you can be and do and have things that maybe were unconscious dreams, or just you thought, oh, that's for other people, that's not for me. Or you recognize secret dreams that you had, and then you realize you can get them. And then they start to manifest, and they start to happen in your life. There is tremendous benefit in terms of personal happiness for doing the work of your North Node in life. It is really the way to find lasting happiness, is to do those things that are in your North Node astrology, and to heal the things that caused you to go to the South Node by default. So if you would like to get more resources on this, you can go to theeagleinstitute.com. That's my website. And you can, if you really need help with this, you can book a personal evaluation with me. Well, we'll take a look at, where you're at in terms of what you've done so far to deal with your midlife crisis, confirm whether or not you're actually having one, and look at what are your personal next best steps to make some forward progress. Above all, do not quit, do not give up. You can do this, and it will be tremendously beneficial, and you will be happy that you got to the other side.